Good morning. Today we're going to talk about Diddy's mental state and Trump's tariffs. Hey everyone, it's Dakota from Everyday Life. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. It's been a couple of days. Mine was great. I went to visit my sister in Baltimore. Well, today we're going to talk about Diddy, how and maybe why he became who he is. And we're also going to talk about something that's even more important, and that's about how the cost of our goods are going to go up come January due to Donald Trump's tariffs. Okay, tariffs is so important to us now, not so much Diddy anymore, because Diddy is probably facing multiple life sentences. So let's talk about how Diddy got where he is today and how people who are like him get where they are, okay? And if they can get better, if they can reform, so on and so forth. Okay, I was watching an interview on the Lionel B show, okay? Lionel B was talking to a forensic psychologist. And this lady's name is Dr. Leslie Dobson. She's a famous forensic psychologist. She's been on a few TV shows, and she's about to embark on another adventure, I believe on Netflix or one of those channels. So Dr. Leslie, she seems like a very credible, very capable young lady. She seems very smart. And Lionel B, shout out to Lionel B, was talking about Diddy's mental state. You know, why, how, what's going on? How can an individual be so deviant? You know, if he is deviant, which we all know he probably is. At any rate, she specializes in the criminal mind. We don't think about Diddy as a criminal mind, do we? But talk to his victims. He does have a criminal mind on some spectrum, whatever way the spectrum goes, all right? Now, she breaks down the mind of a sociopath. Yeah, sociopath. She believes that Diddy is a sociopath. Why did Diddy, and she also says that she don't think that Diddy will survive in prison. Now, she didn't elaborate. She didn't say if she thought he was going to unalive himself or if someone else was going to do it. But basically, she said that a person like Diddy will not survive in prison. Okay, so what she does is she works with people in prison, and also she works with them as outpatients. All the inmates. Some inmates in prison, and once they get out, as outpatients. Okay, and what she tries to do is figure out is, can inmates get better, and can they move on with their lives, and what is the likelihood of when they get out of jail, if they are sociopaths, will they repeat offend? Will they go back to their old deviant ways? And she believes that the judge that denied Diddy's bail for the third time, she believes that the judge was spot on, that Diddy does not belong out into the public because he's dangerous. She says that no bail was the right thing to do. She says that he, knowing what she knows of him, she said that he will repeat his past. She said that look what he was doing in jail, let alone out of jail, calling people that he wasn't supposed to call, trying to maneuver all these this PR campaign and getting on three-way lines with people, trying to witness tamper. She says no, he'll come out and he will repeat his past. And I just say, he's a 55-year-old man. A leopard don't change his stripes. So I agree with her. He'd probably go back to his old ways if he didn't flee the country. And now what she does is someone hires her to study an individual, and then she actually goes to court and she actually tells the jurors what she thinks. So she is highly respected. Even though she said she's never met Diddy, she said because the Lionel asked her, well, what do you think about Diddy? And she said, well, I never met him. And it's kind of hard to diagnose someone that you never met. And I respect her for that. I respect her for that. She said, but with everything that we've learned about Diddy, with everything we've heard about Diddy, all the victims' experiences that they had, she said that he is definitely a sociopath. And I agree with her. So there's another victim that came out for Diddy. The young lady that he dangled over a 17-story building has come out and put in a lawsuit for Diddy. So he's in jail, bail denied, more lawsuits are coming out. So the doctor says that he's definitely a sociopath. And what a sociopath is, and you guys tell me if you think this fits Diddy's profile. No inner sense of right or wrong. I would say that fits Diddy exactly right. No inner sense of right or wrong. Have no consequences of their actions. They can't form any consequences of their action. For instance, if I do this, I see him looking at a chair. If I knock that chair over onto this glass table and the table breaks, okay, so what? I didn't know that was going to happen. So that's how a sociopath thinks. Okay, no consequences. They don't care how other people feel, no matter what they do to them. Right? And that sounds like a Diddy situation too. He doesn't care no matter who he graped or who he stole money from or all the things that he's allegedly guilty of. Unfortunately, people, it doesn't matter to him because he don't feel. He doesn't even know what he did. I think personally he knows right from wrong, but we'll get to that. Okay. They use manipulation instead of violence to get their way. Well, he did both. How about that? Especially violence. Well, he probably tried manipulation first. And if that doesn't work, or they weren't, swayed towards his side, then he would resort to violence. Well, I don't know. Maybe he resorted to violence first and said to hell with the manipulation. Or maybe it just took time for him to reach that level. I don't know, but it sounds like him. Okay. Now, she said that there is a diagnosis called sexual sociopath. I never heard of it. I heard of sociopath and I heard of S, but I never heard them together. Sexual sociopath. That is a diagnosis. And that kind of sounds, because everything with Diddy was all around S-E-S. It was everything. His whole life was about S. So it fits, right? So sexual sociopath. Okay. Now, if you are, I'm gonna stop saying that word. I'm gonna say sociopath. If you are an S sociopath, you are not an inmate. When Dr. Dobson helps these people, she said if they are S sociopath, they're not an inmate. We don't treat them as inmates. We treat them as patients. So because it's a mental diagnosis. Do you guys think that when all else fails, Diddy's lawyers will say, well, he's a SUL sociopath, so he should probably be in a facility with the criminally insane as opposed to a regular facility? I wouldn't be mad because it fits. It definitely fits. Now, check this out, right? I was looking at one of a bodyguard who's been in the industry for some years now, and he said that his name was Big Puff. I think it was Big Puff, whatever. He said that he had been to 3 Diddy parties, and he talked about the rampant drug use. And what he says makes a lot of sense. He said that Diddy has been using ecstasy. Now, this is alleged. Like I said, alleged means I heard it. I'm telling you about it. We don't know if it's true or not, so go do your own research. But this is out of his mouth. He said that if a person's been using ecstasy for a couple of years, that it really messes with them. But Diddy has been using ecstasy for 20 years. So check this out.
Whenever you see guys doing a lot of cocaine, scopolamine is going to be around. Mm-hmm. And scopolamine, once you're dosed with scopolamine, a person can take you to the ATM machine. They can say, empty your ATM machine, empty your account. You're going to empty the account out, give away all your furniture. You have no control of yourself until it wears off. And it's usually permanent neurological problems that come from being dosed with scopolamine. So Rutherford and scopolamine is something I was always leery of, for sure.
Do you know if that ever happened at a Diddy party?
So I will say this. There are a lot of people in my inbox who are on active indictments toward him who are alleging that this took place. So, recently he came under scrutiny because of liquid GHB. Now, liquid GHB in a very small amount can incapacitate you. Lowers your heart rate to the point where someone may think you're asleep or dead, but you're really not. So there are people in the indictment saying that, he squirted them with baby oil and they passed out.
And and in my thinking, the only reason you would want to do that is to take advantage of somebody, whether it be sexually or any other way.
Right. And what I've grown to understand is any man who does ecstasy for longer than 2 or 3 years, they start to become a sexual diva. This guy Combs been doing ecstasy for 20 years. And now, when he was arrested with a substance called Tusi, which is ketamine, ecstasy, cocaine mixed, and is dyed to be pink.
Yes.
So,
That's the pink cocaine that now everybody's talking about.
Right. He was arrested with this while being under federal indictment and being monitored. So that goes to show that there's definitely addiction involved, and there's definitely a drug aspect involved as well.
All right. See? Everything is fitting. All the dots are fitting. I believe this man because this is his industry. And, I'm going to do a reaction video to that interview because he seems like a good guy. He says that he's a bodyguard. He's very highly professional, and mostly he protects women because, man on man, I guess there's a macho thing there. But he really looks out for women. He says he goes out and buys all the modalities that you need to protect people. He said that there are certain drugs that can cause you to get pneumonia. Even though you're not using it, you can be in the vicinity. And he said he had pneumonia 3 times. And then he was talking about how Kim Porter had pneumonia and passed away. I mean, it's very interesting. So look out for that. Maybe tonight or tomorrow I'm going to do a reaction to that video. Okay? And basically the apology video that Diddy did to Cassie, the one where he was sitting there looking like he was sad, but he really wasn't. She said, and I'm paraphrasing, basically that interview was bullshit. And all those crocodile tears, she said the face didn't match the words. As a psychologist, she said that when a person is telling a story, whether they're happy, whether they're sad, whatever they are, unless you've had a lot of Botox, the facial expressions, the facial muscles work. Like if you're smiling, the muscles go a certain way. If you're mad, the muscles go a certain way. But she said there was a disconnect. So she felt like Diddy's apology to Cassie was not authentic at all. Basically, she called them crocodile tears. Okay, and now this is the thing. She said that she didn't think Diddy was going to make it to trial, which is May 2025. She said she did not think he was going to make it. And she didn't elaborate on what she thought, But one way or the other, Diddy's in trouble. And then they were talking about Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's been caught in some tapes. And now he's all engrossed in this PR campaign, trying to make him look like a good guy. He's friends, hugging up with Martha Stewart, and that he's scared. So, we'll see what Snoop Dogg is, how he's going to fare in all of this stuff. And now she says that in 2025, which is 1 month and 2 days from now, high profile people are going to be exposed. She said they are going to be exposed and we are going to be shocked. And I believe they should be exposed. Why should they not be exposed? Because they have money. So that's the update on what a forensic psychologist thinks of Diddy's mental situation, how he got where he is today. Okay, everybody. So, all right, so we're not finished. So now we're going to talk about something more important than Diddy. We are going to talk about Trump. Donald J. Trump, the president-elect. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all better start saving y'all pennies. You better start stocking up on food if you need food. If you need extra food, put it in your pantries, put it in your basement. If you need a new car, like I do, you better buy that car now before Donald Trump gets into office and implement those tariffs. Okay, some things we can't buy ahead, like milk, eggs, produce, but electronics, cars, you better buy them now. Because day one, Trump vows, day one, he's going to impose tariffs, higher tariffs on our allies, Canada, Mexico, and China. 25% for Canada, 25% for Mexico, 10% for China. And that's a big percentage, okay? And the market is already reacting. I went to the store the other day and got a bag of party chips because I was having a little get together, and the party chips were $7.29. $7.29. That bag. Well, it used before COVID happened. It used to be $2.99. Then it went to $5.99. Now it's $7.29. So once Trump get into office, that's gonna make it $10 for a regular party bag of chips. Oh my God! I don't know. I guess I'll stop eating chips. I don't know. But there are 3 big companies that are going to be really impacted by the tariffs. And that's, like I said, cars, food, and electronics. Just about everything we touch will be impacted. Okay, so here's something you guys didn't know. Cars. Half the cars in Canada, and Trump's going to impose a 25% tariff on Canada, are made by American companies. Half the parts in these cars are made by American companies. All of these parts go back and forth from America to Canada for assembly several times for one car. So if you put a 25% tariff on each move, that's gonna, what is that gonna do? Double the price of your car? Get your car now. Get it now. I can't believe it. So a $40,000 car is gonna cost $80,000. And what's the new Lexus is like $100,000. That's gonna be $200,000. Really? You can buy a house for $200,000. Okay, produce, which comes from Mexico. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of produce comes from Mexico, and that's going to get a 25% tariff. So we got cars, we got dairy, we have paper products, we have building supplies if you're trying to get your wood floors done or something, and we have electronics and phones, cameras. I'm on an electronic right now. Okay, so the deals are already being made by some companies to import things for the next 5 to 6 weeks before 2025 so they can save on the tariffs. I mean, and the problem is the small companies, they can't afford to stock up. So they're just screwed. And if they're screwed, we're screwed, because if their sandwiches go from $10 to $13, now it's going to be $16 that we have to pay, or we just won't have it. We're going to have to do without a lot of things. A lot of people are going to end up going to the free pantries where you get free food in your neighborhoods just to get produce, and I don't blame them. And people don't understand that the United States exports $2 trillion worth of goods. $2 trillion worth of goods. In 2018 and 2019, a lot of people don't know that America went through a trade war. Okay? So definitely expect even more of a trade war. And the thing about it is, Mexico and Canada says, okay, the president of Mexico, she got on a news conference, and the president of Canada, he was on a news conference, and he especially said, we're not pushovers. If you're going to impose a 25% tariff on us, we're going to impose a retaliatory tariff on you. So that's double the money. So my question is, exactly what is the Republican Party, what are they trying to prove? Okay, before the election, Donald Trump said we're going to lower the prices. We're going to lower the prices of food and gas and things like that. But at the same breath, before he was voted in, he was talking about the tariffs. So what are you looking for? You can't lower the prices of product if you're going to implement all of these tariffs. And you know what? He can get right on stage and hold his head up high, because all he's going to say is, when I was campaigning, all I talked about is tariffs, 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 imposing tariffs. He said it a million times. I heard him. You heard him. He said it. And people still voted for him. So your vote for him is your support for the tariffs. You have to see the big picture, people. So get ready. So what we're going to do, we're going to all be kicking the tariff can down the road. You give me 25, I give you 25. To hell with the people in America. Let them pay for it. It's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. But, it's not clear to me what Trump wants. It's really not. You can't lower the prices if you're raising the prices. And he says from day one, I guess that's January 20th, 2025, the tariffs are going to be implemented. Okay? So, excuse me, it's going to be tricky to keep global alliances. It really is. And it's going to be tricky. Excuse me. And it's going to be tricky to maintain the American economy. God, it's getting ugly. It really is. I got a letter in the mail the other day saying that my water bill, there's been some kind of, I don't know, with the water company, and my water bill is going to go up. I got a letter from my HOA, my Homeowners Association, saying that we're not going to pick up your trash twice a week anymore. We're going to pick it up once a week, and your fee goes up $15. Then I got a letter from my insurance company. I have the bundle, the car insurance and the home insurance, and that went up like $50 a month. $50 is a tank of gas. That's a lot of money. So, and my cost of living increase at work is 2%. And then my health insurance is going up. What am I gonna have to get another job? Oh my God, what are we going to do, everybody? What are we going to do? So that's the tariffs. Stay tuned, because I could be on here every hour on an hour talk. Once I watch the news, I learn something new, and I can come on and tell you every hour on an hour until January 2025 with these tariffs. Oh my God, I'm scared. I don't know about you guys, but I'm scared. And that's the story. Now, you know what I'm going to do? I want you guys to hear this interview about this bodyguard that I was talking about. um, and he has an inside story, but his inside story seems to be more informative than Gene Deal. You guys know Uncle Gene. He was Diddy's bodyguard. I mean, Gene just seems like he's just taking interviews for money. I mean, I know everybody is, but this guy did not work for Diddy, so he has a different insight. So I'm going to do a reaction video to that, like I said, maybe tonight or tomorrow. So you guys, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I am a new channel trying to grow. And for you guys who have subscribed, I really appreciate it. And everybody have a great night.